we need to understand who is our target audience and who are we building our business for. Now, of course, you might say your target audience might change, you might expand, you might narrow down, you might pivot. All of those conversations are for later. When you start off any venture, you need to identify who are you starting off the venture for. And what are some key parameters that help you market as well? Number one, look at demographics. Look at the age, the geography, the language, the gender. This will define where you market, who you market to, what messaging you decide, the creative aspect. The pricing will be determined by the income bracket, their propensity to spend, their basically propensity to essentially buy a product or a service or whatever it is that we're doing. And another very important thing, which doesn't get spoken about often, is we need to identify our potential customers' persona. That is, what are the things beyond what I know of my customer? What are the things they're interested in? Because that's where you meet your audience to make the most convincing narrative. That's where you provide complementary solution. What that means is, for example, that if you are targeting, let's get into the example. Before we move ahead, I want us to, we're going to be talking about this one example throughout. So we are all an e-commerce t-shirt business based in India, and you've launched your own website. All right. So where are you selling? You're selling online through your website. Your products are fun, bright, with pop culture references focused towards the youth. So young. I want you to essentially tell me, what will your target audience be? Use the parameters. Let me go back here. Use these parameters and answer in the chat box. I just want you to spend a minute here and we'll think together. So use the parameters given to identify your target audience. Break it down further. I want you to think deeper. So what will their age be? What geographies will they belong to? What languages do they speak? This is your business. How would you identify your target audience? And there's nothing right or wrong. All of these are right answers. This is your business at the end of the day. You are deciding who you are selling to. Categorize them in groups. All right. This is the different age groups that we've chosen. Teenagers. Yes, that's an interesting idea, Akash. Definitely. Okay. We're going to keep building this example together. And I want you to start using, your juices alongside this example. So for now, we're going to have a broad target audience. So don't have too narrow a target audience as well, but don't have too broad. Let's focus on age 18 to 32. This is where let's focus on metros and other tier 1 cities, essentially, because that's where it's easiest. So why am I saying that? I'm looking at internet penetration. I'm looking at propensity to consume online. So a behavior that I'm looking at is, these are folks that are easily, they have access to a stable internet. They consume a lot of things online. And what did I just say? That this is a funky youth brand. So I am positioning this brand as something that probably is close to pop culture. Who will know pop culture references very well? Pop culture can be in English or Hindi. So if these are the two primary languages, then we should focus where this is probably spoken in as well, very commonly. So your t-shirts might have Friends logos on it. It might be talking about Shark Tank. It might be talking about different things, but we need people to be keyed into what's happening. So gender, these t-shirts should be ideally have like a broad space as well. I would say let's keep them for now unisex. So they could be both for both t-shirts, right? And now income levels. Now, how do I categorize? So for the discussion of this room, for basically this discussion, I've kept middle income category, which is where you can just say if you have to categorize in any low, middle, high, we are just targeting middle income category, which would be your middle class, you can probably tell. And so that you can benchmark against common brands, against competition. Look at a Myntra, look at an Amazon, look at what is probably the median price. So that's what I would do. Now, characteristics are very important. This is going to be the centerpiece of a good marketing strategy when you're targeting people. So my persona is, this person is, they love meme culture. They are very mobile friendly. So marketing on, they prefer to use their mobile. That's what the trend with Gen Z is, especially, and even millennials. They use OTT which is basically your Netflix, Amazon. So they use that a lot. They're fashion conscious. They're very tech savvy. They're experimental. And there is another key insight. They love twinning. We can do things with that, can't we? essentially. So you need to think of these insights early on and build ahead.